Alrighty guys, it says I'm live. If I am, hello you lovely people out there. My name is Tyson and in today's live stream, as you can tell by the title, I made my Spider-Man Friends and Foes comics appearances. I didn't put comic in the title, so I'm gonna change that in a minute. But it's the comic appearances of Spider-Man, some of his rogues gallery, and some of his friends. So let's get right on into it. I try not to do the same thing for all of my Spider-Man designs. Today I went ahead and just did the Ditko Spider-Man. So I try to make it different than all of the other Spider-Man that I've made. Let me check. I'm trying to check Spider-Man. There we go. Yes, okay. So I did go ahead and do the Ditko Spider-Man, and if you're wondering why I did dark blue instead of light blue, because in almost every picture it's light blue, you're wrong. Yes, some pictures it is light blue, but in Amazing Fantasy, I believe it is the very first appearance of Spider-Man. Yep, introducing Spider-Man. So it looks black with blue like outlines. In reality, it's supposed to be dark blue, I believe. So that's what I went ahead and did. Anyway, next up we have Green Goblin. I don't hate this design. I just wish for the headpiece I could change the blue and that weird stitch. Sadly, I can't. I went ahead and gave him pumpkin bombs that he can throw. I did go ahead and give him flight, but I also gave him... hold on. He's supposed to be able to glide. Anyway. Spider-Man, I believe I meant it. I gave him the gliding ability, but I guess since the hyper jump, it won't let me. Hold on, let me get up here. Because I could have swore I gave him the ability to glide. Let me get up there. Okay. Well, I don't know why I didn't give him the gliding for the web wings, but it is what it is. Next up, we have Dr. Octopus, or Doc Ock. Went ahead and gave him his bowl cut with his, like, reflecting glasses, his tentacles, his classic green and yellow suit. I don't think it looks too bad. I wish I could have had the yellow on the belt, too, but I couldn't have done that, so... Anyway. I think it's a pretty good design. Next up, we have Sandman. I went ahead and finally was able to use the sand pieces that I like using, but that it normally never lets me use. I went ahead and gave him an axe instead of like a hammer or anything today. I try to switch it up every time I've done a Sandman and give him a different item to hold. I went ahead and gave him sand powers. I just decided to do the feet instead of the whole lower body because I want to do from the hips down, make it sand. Because that's how it is, I believe, in Marvel's Avengers 2, or not, Lego Marvel Superheroes 1. but I don't know. Next up, we have Rhino. Now, I know this just looks very blank and exactly like what I did with Superior Spider-Man, but if you look up Rhino in the comics, you don't really get much better than this dude. Like, horn, face barely coming through the stuff, and then the rest of it's literally just a fat blob. Like, it's not even in the comic pictures that I was looking at, it's not even muscular in his like original comics. It's like this bright gray and fat. He is fat, like the Blob almost. I should have made the Blob. Missed opportunity. Anyway. Just ignore that. Next up, we have Electro. Not the best design I've ever made. Not the worst. From the chest, or from like the neck down, it looks awesome. I hate having to use this headpiece, but it's the only one that I can use. So, yeah. I went ahead and gave him like an electric burst and some electricity powers. This chest piece looks perfect for comic Electro. The only thing I wish I could change is the red and the belt. Other than that, this chest piece is perfect because it has like the same lightning coming down. I went ahead and gave him the bright yellow underwear piece on the outside, and then I gave him these boots because they have like the electricity look, and then his gloves, and of course his bright yellow electricity instead of gold. I could have used gold, but gold wouldn't have looked right for the comics. Next up, we have Vulture. This one, it isn't terrible. It's very blank and bland, but I went ahead and gave him like a wing to throw. His dark green suit with his light green wings. If you're wondering what this chest piece is supposed to be, he has like this weird feather thing around his neck, but I couldn't give him the fur coat thing and the wings, so I just gave him like this feather look. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. The rest of it's just all green and bland. Next up, we have the Lizard. I went ahead and did the same thing I did last time when I made him and did like the black inside where you can't really see it with the like the lizard headpiece. And then I went ahead and gave him his lab coat, his purple pants. I wish I could have done over the pants to make it look better, but I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that and give him purple feet, or not purple feet, green feet. So, and then I gave him this tail instead of the big giant lizard tail this time because he doesn't have like a big giant lizard tail. It just kind of comes out from there. It's not from his neck down. Anyway, next up is Miles Morales. Here is where the friends come in. Gave him the same Spider-Man headpiece that I always use with this custom piece with Batwoman's logo, I believe. I gave him red outline designs, and that's supposed to be like the lines in the suit, but it also could just be the lines if you want it like that. I gave him the webs that I gave to all the other Spider-Men that I've made. I just didn't really show it because I forgot. And then, of course, he has his blue electricity and his orange electricity, too. And then the rest of this design is kind of basic, but I tried to give as much red lines as I could to make it look like the web lines throughout the suit, but that didn't really work. Next up, we have Spider-Gwen, or Gwen Stacy. I don't hate this design. I'm not totally in love with it, but I kind of gave her this piece because her suit piece almost. For those of you that are unaware of what her suit looks like, take this, okay, and revert the colors. So make the white part black and the black part white, and move it up to right at the chest line. So move it from like where it is on the girl's belly button up to right where the big line is under. It's about like that if it was white and the other part was black. But I didn't want to use that, so instead I just went ahead and used this piece to kind of translate that instead. And I used this one for her because it's a female one and it didn't have red lines. I gave her the hood, the pink underarm with the white, and then of course you gotta have the little teal ballet shoes. That's not supposed to be there. Of course she has the same webs as everyone else, and apparently she's a guy. Next up we have SpiderWoman, and last up I went ahead and gave her this almost Daredevil looking mask piece, but I chose the female one because of course she's a female. Made it red, have like the spider eyes. I gave her the same hairpiece that Lego has given her in the games because I want to be as accurate as possible. As far as the legs and arm, they're just classic dual molded pieces. And for the chest, she has like this weird design, and this was the closest I could get to it with this yellow diamond. And I gave her this because I'm not entirely sure what her powers are. They looked electric, but I could be wrong. I don't really know. The only things I've ever seen her in was the Lego games. And I could have sworn she was in like one of the Ultimate Alliances, but I don't know. But anyway, that is it, friends, for my, oh my god, comic book series. My next stream will probably be I think what I'm gonna do is movie characters, so not from the same movie, and I've never done this before, but just make one or two characters from a movie, and it's not going to be Marvel or DC or Star Wars. It's just going to be a movie. I know 100% I'm doing Brian Mills from Taken, and I'm also going to be doing The Mechanic, because I just watched that yesterday. I forgot the dude's name. It's like Arthur or something. But I'm also going to make him. And if somebody wants to tune onto the stream and tell me a person to make, then feel free to, because I will make anybody that you suggest as long as it's possible to make in this game. Anyway, I will make that stream in a couple of hours after I make the customs, or after I'll make the stream in a little while after I know who I'm making, and then if y'all have any suggestions, I'll make some too. But I'm gonna be making them on stream instead of off stream because I can't make what y'all want off stream. So yeah, just stay tuned for a couple hours, maybe around 11. I'll make that stream. Anyway, that'll be it. See ya. If you enjoy the customs, like down below, subscribe, always helps. Hit the notification bell so you know exactly when I post. Go follow my Twitch at TimeMaster707, and go follow my Facebook gaming page at Tycebo707 Gaming if you feel like it, and I will see you guys.